We finally made it to the end of the season, and my prediction was right. I told y'all, Island Boy took home the crown. He won the competition. He won Bobby's heart, right? Well, I got a lot to say about it. Welcome back to Damien After Dark. If you're new here or you haven't subscribed yet, there's a button right down below. I really wish you would subscribe. We're so close to 1,000 subscribers, and I would so appreciate the love and support. Also, make sure you like the video because that will share the video out to the YouTube community and more people can find us. Last but not least, join the conversation. I would love to hear from you on what you thought about the finale of Bobby, I Love You, Purr, Season 1, as well as my commentary on this. Now, I want to stress this to people. If you're new here, this is a review, okay? A lot of people come to these episode reviews and they assume that it's the episode itself because it's titled with the episode and the season number, but these are reviews. If you look at the thumbnail, it says review on there, so I don't want to get anybody's hopes up and they watch this video thinking there's going to be an episode. There's not. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into the season finale. Finally at the end of the episode, we start off with Bobby. He's talking to Island Boi. They're on their final date, their last one-on-one date before he chooses the winner of the show. And he asks Island Boi about the text messages that he deleted from his phone. If you remember, there was a challenge called Invasion of Privacy that Bobby did with the boys weeks ago, where he wanted to see everyone's phone and he wanted to go through their phones to make sure nobody was talking to any exes or nobody was on Jacked or nobody was on Grindr doing all these different things. And when he asked Island Boi to see his phone, he realized that text messages between Island Boi and Davion, which was the handler, didn't add up. You could tell that there had been text messages deleted. So he asked Island Boi about that. Island Boi says that he admits that he was texting Davion, but he was giving him false hopes and false promises. And I'm just like, now, come on, Island Boi. If they were just false hopes and false promises, why did you delete them? There was more to those false hopes and false promises. And why I don't believe Island Boi is because I think you were trying to get some behind the scenes. And also, Davion posted on his story screenshot text messages between himself and Island Boi, which I will try to post here in this video, the screenshots that Davion posted. If y'all remember, I said I was going to try to do an interview with Davion. We were going to do that interview last Friday, something like that. And I had issues with Zoom, and then he didn't want to do it on Instagram Live. So we're going to try to figure out another way to do the interview. And he will be on the reunion as well, I noticed, which we're going to get into the reunion as well. But yeah, I don't believe you, Island Boi, because based off these text messages, there was more going on with you and Davion. I feel like Island Boi was probably there for TV. He saw it as an opportunity, and he thought he could play Bobby and Davion at the same time. Have Davion behind the scenes as a backup for if he got eliminated, and then he had Bobby there as well. So I don't believe it. And if Bobby really thinks that he's got some magic pussy that's going to keep Island Boi from messing around on him, he's dumber than I thought, okay? Bobby, you ain't got no magic yaha that's going to keep Island Boi from not messing around on you, okay? He's just one of them type of dudes. He knows he's pretty, and he knows that he can have just about any gay that he wants, so he's going to fuck around. It's just the way it goes. Now, apparently, Island Boi has been married twice, once to a woman, once to a man. Bobby asks him about that. He says, did you marry the first one just to get your papers? And Island Boi says, not really. Not really. So what's the gray area in that? What's the not really part in that? Part of it was to get the papers? Because you pretty much just told on yourself, boy. If that was not the case, you would have said, absolutely not. I really cared for her or him or whatever. You married that girl to get some papers. Like, what? If a toxic man has a name, it would be Jameson. It would be Island Boi, okay? And listen, I loved him all season. He is reality TV gold. He's handsome. Loved Island Boi down, okay? One of my favorite characters. But if in the dating world, toxic, baby. Toxic. That's the type of man that you'd be fighting with every day. I can just see it. So next, Bobby goes on his date with Rerun. And one of the things he says is that he wishes that Rerun would stop talking about Island Boi, because Rerun brings up Island Boi a lot and why Bobby shouldn't be with him and why he's a sucker and all this different shit like that. But to me, it's giving, as I've said before in these reviews, it's giving that that Rerun and Island Boi have a thing. It's giving that once this show is over, Rerun and Island Boi are going to run off together, okay, and do their little OnlyFans content together. And y'all know here on these reviews, we've said for weeks now that Rerun and Island Boi have a thing. They just at each other way too much, and there's just a chemistry there. There is. And I think secretly, Rerun doesn't want Bobby and Island Boi together because he wants Island Boi for his damn self. And I think even Bobby sees it. Wouldn't be surprised if it came out at the reunion, if it played out at the reunion, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was exposed that they were fucking around at the reunion. Because, woo, that's the real show. I can't wait to talk to y'all about that, because we got a lot to talk about with the reunion. Part of me thinks, like, you all know the saying, the devil that you know is better than the devil that you don't know. Part of me was thinking Bobby should choose Rerun because, you know this man, so if things go left, you know what to expect. You don't know Jameson, you don't know Island Boi, so if things go left, you don't know what could happen. You don't know what kind of man he is. Is he manipulative? Is he crazy? We don't know. So part of me was like, you know what? I would probably choose Rerun just because we have that history and he seems like he's back and he's trying, maybe for TV, maybe not, but I don't know. Bobby says, he tells Rerun that he's been hearing rumors that Rerun was bringing girls to the house. And see, that's the thing with Rerun. Now I think about, if you chose him, not only do you got to worry about men, you got to worry about women too, because Rerun has got a baby mama. He's got a child with this woman, hence the word baby mama. So you got to worry about pussy and dick. You got to worry about him running after women and men constantly. So I don't want to do that with nobody. I don't want to have to worry about nobody running after nobody. And that's what my thing with this whole situation with Bobby. You ain't going to be able to trust either one of these boys. So just start over from the drawing board and bring in a whole new batch of men. Just start over. Rerun said Island Boi was dressed like Jeffrey the butler from Fresh Prince. I had to laugh at that one because I was on Rerun's side with this, and I want to hear from y'all at home. I felt like if I was going to go out on a date with someone, me personally, I would be dressed like Rerun was dressed. The nice shirt, the black pants, and the shoes. I'm not necessarily a suit kind of guy. I mean, unless we're going to a fucking gala or the Grammy Awards or, I don't know, like, the suit is just sometimes too much. And even Rerun said that. It was too much, like, you doing way too much coming out in this suit. But then Bobby comes out in a suit as well. And we see Rerun is kind of embarrassed, like, what the fuck? And he also thinks that Bobby and Island Boi planned this. He thinks they planned this together, and now he's starting to feel unsafe. He's starting to feel like Bobby's not going to choose him because Island Boi and Bobby had this little tuxedo thing planned together. I don't think it was planned. I really don't. I really feel like Bobby decided to wear a tux, and I feel like Island Boi decided to wear a tux. And Rerun just has a different style, but I don't know. And two, Island Boi's tux was a little, oh shit. Island Boi's tux was a little, I don't know. What's the word I'm looking for, y'all? It was just giving 1850s. I don't know. I didn't like the little thing that he had here. But I don't know. Bobby was feeling it. And I'm kind of like Rerun. When he came in wearing that suit and they both had on a suit, I'm kind of like, yeah, Island Boi's got this one in the bag. I feel like he did. Okay, so we get down to the nitty-gritty. The final part where Bobby chooses his potential man, his future boyfriend. And at one point, I had to say Rerun was pretty much handing the competition over to Island Boi, just like he did a few episodes ago when they did the date challenge, because he's always giving Island Boi props. Like, He was saying things like, Island Boy's here for you too, just like me. I'm good for you, but Island Boy's good for you too. We've both brought it, this whole competition. Like, he's your competition. You should be dogging him at every chance. Like, he didn't do what I did. He didn't do this when I did this. He's not brought this much of this. But instead, Rerun was giving Island Boy props, and I think that helped Island Boy's case out, because not one time did you hear Island Boy say good things about Rerun. You never heard him say, oh, Rerun's been doing good since he's been here. He is here for you. No, Island Boy came with the eye on the prize, okay? Bobby, in the end, chooses Island Boy. There was so much suspense, but I mean, we kind of knew that was coming, right? So he chooses Island Boy, and here goes Rerun with the colorist jokes again, talking about, do you want me to get a tan? What is it about me? Should I get a tan? Pretty much saying, should he be darker? Is that what he wants? Because Island Boy is darker. At one point, he he made another little comment. I don't have the exact comment that he made, but those are the things that makes Rerun unattractive, and it kind of if I was Bobby, I would be like, I chose the right one because I don't want to be with a colorist. Because, I mean, Rerun, if you really look at it, if you think you look better than Island Boy because you're light-skinned, you're wrong. Because I guarantee you, if we took a poll, most people would choose Island Boy as the more attractive one. Just saying. I mean, I don't get why having darker skin is equal to being unattractive. Not whatsoever. Most people that I find that are more attractive are people with darker skin. Just my opinion. Now, Rerun says that he just needs some closure. I just need some closure. And Bobby says, I think this was the closure that we needed. I mean, look, only we know what Rerun and Bobby's relationship was like. To be honest, I don't even think they dated. I think they're just saying that for the show, and I think they just fucked around and made OnlyFans content together. So I don't even if I'm being completely real with y'all, I don't think Rerun is even upset. I really don't. I honestly feel like Bobby and Rerun had an agreement coming into this. Bobby was like, hey, what's up, friend? Look, I'm doing this dating show. I know you've been out in the public eye. You've got a little bit of clout because you dated Jeffree Star. We need some guys to come on the show. Why don't you come on the show? I'll bring you on to the very, very end. Then we'll axe you off. And then you can get a check. You can get some clout, some Instagram followers, some endorsements, some club appearances. It was a win-win for both of them. So I feel like it was all a plan. Rerun knew he was gonna go home. Rerun got a check, and Rerun still fucking Bobby. I'm sure he's still getting the pussy. I'm sure of it. And I'm not hating on nobody. I have a feeling though at the reunion that we will be finding out that Island Boy and Bobby did not work out. I have a feeling at the reunion we will be finding out that Island Boy has been cheating. He's been talking to other guys. Him and Davion have been speaking. Davion's going to be at the reunion. So I also have a feeling that Davion's going to expose some of the things that happened between him and Island Boy in the house and after filming. Did Island Boy, was he faithful to Bobby? Evidently not, because we see in the reunion teaser, we see Bobby get in Island Boy's face and scream at him. We see him slap Island Boy across the face. What's going on there? Must not have been happily ever after all, huh? Makes me wonder, does Bobby regret choosing Island Boy? Does he wish he would have chosen Rerun? What's gonna happen? Also, did y'all see Ding-a-ling punch Bobby in the reunion teaser? Ding-a-ling punches Bobby. I'm pretty sure it's Ding-a-ling. It was someone with dreads, and I had to rewind it to try to see if I could find who that person was with the dreads, and of course it was Ding-a-ling. So what prompts Ding-a-ling to punch Bobby? What happens? This reunion looks like it's going to go down in ZEUS history as one of the best reunions. It looks like we're going to actually get some dialogue, and it's not just straight pandemonium, even though there are a lot of fights. I don't know. I'm curious. What do y'all think about this? What do you feel about this episode? Are you surprised Bobby chose Island Boy? And are you glad he chose Island Boy? Or do you wish he would have chose Rerun? Also, what did you think about the season overall? I would love to hear from you guys. Make sure you put it in the comments below. How do you feel about the upcoming reunion? Can you believe that Ding-a-ling punches Bobby? Are you here for it? I'm kind of here for it. Also, are you surprised that in the reunion teaser that Bobby's slapping Island Boi? And it looks like they're no longer a thing. I want to hear all your comments. Please chime in below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We're so close to 1,000 subscribers. Also, like this video so it gets shared out to the YouTube community and more people can find us. And last but not least, join the conversation. Comment below. Leave all your opinions, thoughts, everything. I love you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next week with the reunion. Well, if it is next week, I'm not sure. You know, ZEUS is kind of bad about that. They'll take a week or two break in between the finale and the reunion. So I might see y'all next week for the reunion. It might be the week after that. Nevertheless, we will be here breaking it all down. Love you for watching.